Hey guys, so today is going to be another little chit chat vlog. I've been meaning to do one for a while, but I want to do these videos when I'm really feeling called to do it. I don't want to ever force it, and I've been really busy. So yeah, today I just want to kind of sit and talk to you guys about enjoying your struggle. So in my last vlog, I talked about how God gives us what we need, not necessarily what we want, but He is doing what's right for us. We just don't know it yet. And one thing I've been struggling with a lot lately is enjoying the struggle and going through the hard times. And it was a mass a few weekends ago at church where they were talking about how we pray that God is blessing us even through these hard times and these difficult times and, you know, our trials and tribulations. And it's way easier said than done. I mean, of course, everything I'm telling you is much easier said than done, but I'm hoping you can get a little inspiration from this, if anything. Every night before I go to bed, one thing that I always pray for is that God is guiding me, because I'm not perfect. I'm a sinner. I mean, I make bad decisions all the time, but I pray that He's guiding me to the path that I'm supposed to follow, and that if He opens a door, that I will walk through it and that I will be able to make the right decision. That's something I pray for every single night, because especially when you're going through something hard in your life or multiple difficult things in your life, you don't understand why. And you won't understand why until you get to the finish line. I mean, life is full of hard things, hard decisions, death, financial struggles, breakups, religious. I mean, there's just all kinds of hard things that we deal with. And one thing that I think of whenever I'm having a bad day is there's always someone who has it worse than me. Whether it's they're going through a harder time, whether it's they're not as fortunate as I am, they're not as blessed, maybe they don't have food or shelter, maybe they're in a war. Like, I know there's always someone that's doing a lot worse than me. So of course your struggle is always relative. You know, you might have gotten a bad score on a test at school and you think it's the end of the world. But in reality, you know, is it really? So one thing I've just really been trying to do is enjoy my struggle, learn from my struggle, and grow from it. Because everything bad that's happened to me in the past has always worked out for the better, and I've always learned from it, and I've grown, and I've changed, and it made me who I am today. There's a song by Fabulous called You Made Me, and it's just talking about how, like, this is how you made me, and how people in his life and experiences in his life made him the way he is today, whether it made him happy or bitter or whatever it is. Like, he's just saying, like, are you guys mad? Like, you made me this way. And I don't know, it's one song I've listened to a lot the past few months. And I know I've said this before, but quotes also help me a lot in addition to faith. And one quote I really liked that I read the past month or so was, it takes the same amount of effort to be miserable or be happy. Like, it's both taking the same amount of effort. So choose to be happy, don't choose to be miserable. And I know what I'm going through, like, everything will be so much better afterwards. And I'll look back on my struggle and be like, I needed to go through that. Like, everything worked out the way that it was supposed to. And so the biggest thing I've been working on is creating a relationship with myself, getting to know myself better, and just being alone, because I was with someone for 8 years. So that's been a huge change for me. And there's lots of good things that have come from it. You know, I've become closer with a lot of friends. I have gotten closer with my faith. Like, I've taken better care of myself. There's just lots of things good that have came from it. I've been getting a lot of messages from you guys about breakups and how to be happy and how to get through a breakup and stuff like that, which I may do a whole video dedicated to that one day. But one thing that I have been focusing on is just myself and loving myself, getting to know myself, finding out what makes Amanda happy. You know, sometimes in your relationship, you tend to focus a lot about the other person and what makes them happy, what can you do for them, which is good. You should be selfless in a relationship. But now, don't think of it as being alone. Like, think of it as being in a relationship with yourself, and get close to your friends and get close to your family. And I just want to stress to you guys that it will get better. Every day gets easier, no matter what you're going through in life. Every single day will get a little bit easier. Pull your friends in close, pull your family in close. And when you feel emotions, don't hide them. Like, let them show. If you're feeling sad one day and you feel like you need to cry, go in the bathroom at work if you're at work, or, you know, wait until you get home and cry and then move on. Pick yourself back up, put on some cute lipstick and move on, because life goes on. You know, whether it's the loss of someone or something or a bad situation, it sucks. It's tough love, but life goes on. And that's one thing I always have to remind myself is, okay, Amanda, life goes on. Pick yourself up, let's go. And especially if I'm ever feeling really down, I just have to pray. And I feel like if no one can help me, God can help me. And I can just pray to him and be like, listen, I need you now more than ever. Please just guide me and help ease my heart and ease my pain and help me be okay. I truly, truly believe that you can't fulfill who you are as a person and do what you're supposed to do in life without being broken at some point in your life. Everyone gets broken, everyone goes through hard times, and when everything seems like it's falling apart, it's actually falling into place. And I love that quote, and it's so true, because everything can be falling apart around you, but it's leading you to where you're supposed to be. We just don't know it yet because we can't tell the future. And if you could tell the future, and if you knew, oh, well, you know, this thing happened, I'm so sad, but I know that this is gonna happen, you wouldn't grow from it. If you knew where your life was gonna take you, you wouldn't be able to grow from the hard times and those experiences. I mean, how many motivational people do you know that have never gone through anything bad in their life? I can't name one person. Every time you see these motivational people, whether it's on TV or in books or on the news, they've all gone through some kind of struggle, which is empowering and it's inspiring. And I never really thought of it that way until I started going through everything this summer, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is really forming me into the person that I am. And I mean, all the bad things that have happened in my life have formed me into the person that I am today. But because of your struggle and because of these things, you're able to empathize with people, you're able to understand better, and you're able to relate to people who have gone through what you've gone through, or just relate to people in general. Like, I know for me, I'm a very empathetic person, but it's made me even more empathetic, and it's also very humbling. The struggles are very humbling, which everyone can use a little bit of humility. It definitely makes you think about things a lot and look at things in a different light. I was actually at the vet a few days ago when I took Molly, and I was sitting there, and there was this older man sitting on the bench next to me, and he was probably in his 60s, and he looked okay. I mean, he looked fine, and I was on the phone with one of my friends, so I get off the phone with her, and I look over, and he's crying. The vet had just come talk to him, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Like, I felt so sad. I almost started crying. So I just look over to him and I said, like, really quietly, because it's kind of awkward, I was like, I'm praying for you. I don't know what you're going through. And he just looks at me and he was like, thank you. He was like, she has a brain tumor. And I was like, oh my gosh. So he took a second and kind of started crying a little bit more. It's kind of like when you comfort someone and they start crying more. And then he was like, you know, she's 13, she has a brain tumor, she's a Cocker Spaniel. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, you know, is she back there? Because I didn't know if the dog was here or not. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to put her down. And I mean, I was already having kind of a sad morning because I had a bad weekend. So I was like, oh my gosh. So the vet comes out and I'm kind of listening, but like not acting like I'm listening. And he was like, you know, she can't find her water bowl. Like, it was just the most heartbreaking story. And it just kind of made me empathize for him, and I forgot my bad day. I was like, you know, my bad day is nothing compared to this. Like, this is awful. And me and Molly are sitting there, so I'm like grabbing Molly. I'm like, come here, Molly, like, come over here. But it was just really sad. And you know, when everything is going great in your life, sometimes you forget to empathize with other people, and you forget to realize that there are lots of bad things that happen to everyone every single day. And it's almost like you take the good times for granted when everything is good in your life. I remember earlier this year, you know, for the most part, everything was going pretty good. I was very stressed with work. I was going through some family issues that were really, really hard. But besides that, everything else was good. And you almost take those good times for granted. So it's when you're going through your struggle, you really appreciate the good times and the happiness in your life. So then once you are happy again, you will hold on to that and you will make sure you don't take it for granted. So the devotional I told you guys that I read every day, I've read for the past few years, it's called A New Day, A New You by Joyce Meyer. I'll write the name down in the description bar. I did it in my last video too. One analogy in one of the devotionals from last week, really just, I keep thinking about it over and over and over because it applies to so many things in life. And it said, enjoy the journey. And it compared it to boiling water. Like when you are trying to boil water, if you just sit there and stare at it, it seems like it takes forever for the water to boil. But if you go about your life, you know, do your things, maybe do the dishes, go fold some clothes, whatever you gotta do, seems like it boils in no time. So enjoy the journey. Don't sit there staring, hopelessly waiting for something that you can't do anything about, because you can't make that water boil any faster. You know, you've got the heat up, you can't do anything. And I mean, this applies to jobs, relationships, friendships. It applies to a lot of things in life that are just out of our control. So you have to be okay with knowing you are not in control anymore. And that's a really hard thing for me to do because I am a control freak in a lot of ways. Like I like to be in control, I like to plan, I like to have plan A, B, and C. And there's a lot of things you just can't plan. And that's something I've had to deal with the past few years, is you can't plan everything and to just kind of let things go. You know, I show you guys parts of my life that I want you to see. Of course, you don't see everything, you don't know everything. There's a lot I keep private, and it's for a reason. But I want you to come to my vlog channel, my main beauty channel. Like I want you to come and this be an escape, this be a source of inspiration and happiness. I don't want you guys to ever be sad, and I don't want pity from you guys. I don't want you guys to be sad no matter what hard things I go through in my life. Like I will handle it and I will be okay. But I want you guys to know that you're not the only one going through stuff at the same time. Like I'm human too. I can be vulnerable too. And you know, just because you see my life and everything looks perfect, use that as inspiration. If you think, because I have nowhere near a perfect life. Trust me, my life is not even remotely close to perfect. Just think of it as, if Amanda can do it, I can do it. So, you know, I can be happy and it's gonna be a great day, and you guys see me on Snapchat and YouTube and Instagram and everything. Think of that too and be like, you know what, today is gonna be a good day. And it sounds weird, but sometimes if I'm having a bad day, I'll just make myself smile, and it like automatically kind of makes me feel a little bit better. And also, I mentioned on Snapchat, I go buy flowers. Like, well, you can't see, but I have some fresh flowers up there. If I'm ever in a bad mood, flowers are my spirit. I will go to Kroger or wherever. Kroger is usually my favorite place, and I'll just get a $3 bouquet of flowers, and it makes me so happy, freshens up the room. And I mean, I just love flowers. So do something for yourself. Like during these hard times, make sure every single day you're doing one thing for yourself. I've talked about this on Snapchat before as well. Whether it's going to eat alone, going to buy some flowers, maybe buying some chocolate. And it doesn't even have to be buying things now that I'm saying that out loud. Taking a bubble bath, going to the gym, maybe going for a run. Just do something every single day that makes you happy. It could take a minute, 5 minutes, an hour, a couple hours, whatever you have time to do, because some of you guys I know are parents. Some of you are in school. Some of you have crazy jobs. Like I know you guys are super busy. I understand. I completely understand. But just make sure you take time to do something for you every single day. And that's something my mom taught me, is every time I was going through something hard, she's like, Amanda, take time today and do something for yourself. And usually that would consist of me. Sometimes I would take a nap because I love taking naps. So for me, like I'll take a nap, I'll take a bubble bath. One thing I do almost every single day is try to go to the gym. That's my escape. It makes me happy. So the gym is a huge thing for me, as you guys have noticed on Snapchat. Like the past few months, I started getting really into working out a lot. So that's been a huge escape for me. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. You can always Snapchat me. You guys know I'm always on Snapchat, but just know that everything is going to be okay and life is beautiful. I know it seems hard a lot of the time, which it is, but life is also really, really beautiful. So I hope you guys are having a great day. If you have any like suggestions for topics you want me to talk about on vlogs, let me know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.